Would anyone like to come up for a story this morning? While Catherine's on her way, I didn't want to say anything about Messy Church once John spoke, because I just wanted it to live in the moment there, but to let you know that we got off to a good start. There were about a little more than 20 of us that gathered last night. It was lots of really good energy. The Spirit was at work. Had a good time playing and eating and singing together, and it bodes well for Messy Churches to come. And my thanks to Rhonda for doing all the groundwork to get people connected to that. So we're off to a good start. What did you say, Catherine? It was good last night. So let's see what the story is this morning. And we know it's we know it's an old story, because this cloth tells us that we're going back to the time, to the desert, to the Holy Land, to the place where Jesus lived and loved and taught people about God. And it's one of the stories about Jesus, and this is the person that comes out each time, so that we know that this is another story about Jesus. And some of this story, as we begin, Catherine and I know you know it really well. We've told it many, many times. We've told it in the last few weeks, but we need to kind of start there to know where we're going next. So Jesus grew up in a little town called Nazareth, and he grew up in a pretty ordinary family. They did just like everybody else did. And because they were Jewish, they didn't go to church on Sunday. They went to synagogue on Sunday. And they actually went on Saturday, not on Sunday. In a lot of ways, just like we do today. But Jesus, although he heard about God there, he didn't feel God there. And as he got older and older, he felt that he wanted to know God more. And so what he did when he was an adult is, it was like he ran away from home. He ran away, he left his family behind, he left his work behind, and he went out into the desert to spend some time with a man named John, because he heard that John felt God in his heart and he wanted to be part of that. And that happened by the Jordan River. And so one day, Jesus, after spending time with John, felt that he now felt God inside him, in his heart. And so he got baptized, which meant he went down under the water, and he came up out of the water, and the story says that he was filled with the Spirit. It's like every part of his body, from his fingertip all through his arms, right down to his toes, right to the top of his head, all of them was filled with a spirit that was wanting to bust out. And the Spirit said to him, you need to go out into the wilderness. Well, Jesus thought he already was in the wilderness, because there wasn't much here. But apparently he was supposed to go even further into the wilderness. And so he headed out to a different land, a darker land. And we don't know what actually happened there. So I used my imagination, and I thought, maybe he found a cave. Maybe he found a cave, and maybe he went into that cave and sat there all alone. And I wonder how that cave would feel. I wonder how it would feel. Hard? Yeah, hard. Maybe it was a bit cold. If it was away from, maybe wet. And while he was in there, he could still feel that spirit. And even though he was kind of cold, he felt warm inside. And then maybe it wasn't a cave. Maybe he just wandered through the desert, past mountains, and just looked at everything that he saw there. And I wonder what kind of creatures he might see in the desert. I wonder what he might see. And I wonder what it would feel like to be out there where there was no one around. Lonely, maybe? But he had the Spirit, yeah, so he wouldn't be lonely. And that was it. Like he just felt like this was okay. And then maybe he came near a city and kind of wandered through, looking at all the people and things. And I wonder what he would see there. It'd be a bad idea if that was a city where Herod was. Yeah. Anyway, after a long time, Jesus decided that he now knew what he was supposed to do. He needed to go back home, all the way back to where he started, and start telling people about this Spirit that he felt and this God that he'd come to know. I wonder how it would feel to have so much Spirit in you that it felt like it was going to burst out of you. I wonder how that would feel. Weird? Now that's our story today. And we're going to sing something now, which is a song about the stories that we tell that come out of the Bible and out of our lives. And then after that, you're welcome to head off to church. I know your word.